Welcome to the ManyToMany Association Table demonstration. In this demonstration, we will show you how to work with tables having many-to-many relationships between two tables. When ManyToMany detects a table is being used as an association table, it generates additional web pages, user controls, and code. These additional user controls can be incorporated into your site when working with association tables having many-to-many relationships. First thing we're going to do is look at the Northwind data model. In the Northwind data model, what we're going to be looking at is the order details table. This is an association table. It has two primary foreign keys, one order ID, which goes to the orders table, and the other primary foreign key is the product ID, which goes to the products table. This table has many-to-many relationships between orders and products, and what this table is used for is it associates a number of products with a particular order. Essentially, this is the shopping cart. Next, what we're going to do is look at the website 1 sample, which is using the Northwind database. When we click on that link, it pulls us to a web page that has a list of all the tables in the Northwind database. When we go to the order details link, we click on that. It shows a listing of all the records in the order details table. We're going to look at one of the details for the 10-248 order. So when we click on that, you can see that for this particular order it shows product 11 and the quantity. This is an association record between the order and the product. You can see what ManyToMany does for association tables is it generates two additional links, one for get order records and one for get product records. When we click on the get product records link here, what it does is it brings you to this new additional page that was created by ManyToMany. What it does is it creates a page that does a join between the association table and the products table and includes the fields from both tables. And it already has the order ID set to the 10-248 order, and you can see these are all the products that are associated with this order. One of the things that it does is that it adds these additional fields out in the listing for the records, and you can sort on these records. What this is useful, and that what we'll show in the next part of the demo, is that here's the association record, which has the quantity, but with the product table we have the name of the product. So this is very useful for working with a shopping cart. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull up Visual Studio. Now we've already set up a Northwind project. When we open that project, under this folder is all the files that are normally created by the ManyToMany wizard. These pages will allow you to edit your database. What we've done is we've created a folder called Shopping Cart Demo 1. This is a subset of the pages. This will allow us to show you a shopping cart. And what we're going to do in this example is we take the orders table, which is going to list a particular order. When you click on the detail for that order, underneath it's going to show you all the products that are essentially the shopping cart for that order. So when we right click on it and we say view in browser, this is the orders table, and when we go to the detail on a particular order, you can see underneath is the shopping cart, and basically we've included that control, the additional control created by ManyToMany for the association table, which does the join between the association record. You can see these fields are the association record fields, the quantity of the product ID, which is 28, and in this case the product table is the join. It tells us the name of the product. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at the code. We're going to look at for a particular order, the detailed display code. And when we go to line 137, which is towards the bottom, we can see we've added additional code here. We have a shopping cart. We've included the additional web user control created by ManyToMany for working with the association table. And when we look at that code, what we're going to do is we're going to pass the order ID into this web user control through a property, and then that'll bring up the correct records for the contents of the shopping cart. So when we look at the code, you can see here's the web user control. There's like I said, a property which is the order ID, and we're setting that property. And then when we look at the actual control, you can see that what we've done is for the links, the additional links for navigation, we just set the style to display none. And then here's the filter form that normally is part of that control. We also set the filter form so that doesn't show up. And then what we're going to do for that control, when we look at the code for there, here's the property, which is the order ID, which we're going to pass into the control. And then when we look at the actual code, instead of taking the values from the filter form, which has all been commented out, essentially we create, this is the class that's created by Mentera for the filtering parameters. We just set the order ID, which is coming from a property, as the order ID, and then we're going to filter on that order ID. So what happens then is when we go to view in browser, the order we click on a particular order item, there's the detail. We take this order ID and set the property of the web user control. It sets that as the filtering parameter. Instead of, basically you're not seeing the filter part of the form. It just creates this filter class, and it passes that to the control, and then it just filters on the order ID records, which gives you the shopping cart. Okay, next thing we're going to do is look at a slightly different version of the same demo, except this time we've cleaned up the shopping cart. We look at the orders. So here's the orders table, and we look at a particular order. You can see we've cleaned up the shopping cart now. We're showing the quantity, there's the unit price, and there's the total for each item in the shopping cart, and then a total for the order. And you can see here's the quantity. The quantity value is coming from the association table. The name of the product is coming from the product table. So you can see in just a few minutes of coding, we have a CSS-friendly shopping cart that we can use with the Northwind website application. This concludes the Mentera Association Table demonstration. Visit our website for additional documentation, or send us an email if you have additional questions.